because I don't. Look at already. Cray cray. Hey you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing new makeup. We're talking about new makeup. We have a new eyeshadow palette. This lip color right here, everything. I'm obsessed with this lip color and I'm so excited to jump in. We did this makeup look, a little bit of a cranberry purpley kind of eye, cute cheek, real cute lip. I would love to know down below what reviews you want to see. I know I'm going to get the Naked Sundays, their new tinted sunscreen, their new Cabana Glow blush. That's coming in my next new in video, but I would love to know down below what else you want to see. I know we have some sales coming up. I'm going to be doing full videos for that. Actually, the sale videos might have already gone up, but if there are other sales that you want me to talk about, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be doing gift guides. So if you have a specific category you want a gift guide in, leave it down below so that I know. Because I'll do videos on this channel, but I'll also have some on my website and I'll also have some on Instagram. So follow me there if you want to see those. And yeah, I just want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of new makeup. New makeup, let's jump right in. I'm really excited. First things first, we have a new brow gel and it is this one here from Exa Beauty. I was really excited because it kind of sounded like from the description that it would be kind of filling that void of the Rose Inc Clear Brow Gel that I love. Not saying that the Clear Brow Gel from Rose Inc formula has changed. I'm just assuming it's going to. So I was really excited to see this. It's flexible hold and all of that. I got the clear shade, but there's about 5 other shades, which is great. This is the spoolie. So it is kind of small. And at first I was like, okay, I feel like that's not going to end up working out for me, but I actually really like it. So we're just going to gel up our brows. Brows are gelled, and what I really like about this is I don't have any flaking. And I know that with clear brow gels, that can be a problem for some. I don't have any flaking with this, which is also what it claims. It doesn't have any flaking, which I really enjoy that it doesn't flake, because sometimes you get like a little bit, especially at the ends and at the front of the brows, you can get a little bit of product collecting, and then sometimes it can peel and like flake and all that. I don't have that with this. The wear is really, really nice. It holds all day for me. And it looks super natural. I mean, you guys let me know. I still have to fill in my brows, but you guys let me know what you think. What I also like about this is the way it dries down. It dries down very quickly, and when it's fully dry, it looks very, very natural, which I love. And for a brow gel, sometimes they can get a little bit shiny, and that isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, but I prefer something that's a very, very natural look, and this has that. And the way it dries down is just so, so nice. Now I'm gonna just go and fill my brows, and I'm gonna use this one. This is the new Merit Brow Pencil. I've talked about this. I've used it in a ton of videos. I really enjoy this. So I'm just gonna go and lightly fill in my brows, and then we're gonna move on to the next product. Brows are filled in. What do you guys think of the ways the brows are looking? I feel like they look really nice. The hold is there, wears all day, no flaking. What more can you ask for from a brow gel? I feel like it gives you a really nice natural looking brow. And if you want to make them look more fluffy, you do have the ability with this brow gel, which is really nice. I love it. Now we're moving on to a new base product. I'm really excited about this because you know how I feel about like bronzy, glow, dewdrops, whatever. Don't even have to be bronzy, but I love things like that. And we got one. We have this one here from Pacifica. This is their bronzing glow drops, and they actually sent me this. And I believe there's only one shade of this, which I do hope they expand the shade range, because at this point, we need more shade ranges in general. But I'm gonna do a little swatch. Oh my gosh, I already can see. I'm gonna do like blend it out for you just so you can see. It is very pigmented. A very little bit of this goes a long way, but I want you to be able to really see what it looks like. It is very bronzy, and it's a little bit warmer than my complexion now, but that's good because I need some sun on my face. So I'm gonna just do just a little bit right now, maybe a little bit more than that. There we go. Just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. There we go, so it can focus. And I'm just gonna dab just a very little bit. I mean, look at that. It's very, very, they're pigmented, but they're also, they're spready. So don't, I mean, you can over apply, but don't over apply. Just a little bit at a time. And I like to blend these with my finger, and they have a really nice scent to them. If you don't like scents, these might not be for you, but they do have kind of it's almost, it's like a vanilla-y, and I know that sounds terrifying, a vanilla-y, almost citrus scent. I'm not 100%, I'm really bad at describing scents in general, so don't trust me. I'm sure it says online. But to me, it smells a little vanilla-y, not in a sickly kind of way. And it does go away. I'm not smelling it all day when I'm wearing it. But it is something to know because I know a lot of people don't like scents in their products. I feel like it is such a beautiful, very, at least on me, a very natural looking tan. And it feels very accurate to my, like, the rest of my body, because my body's tan, my face I never let really tan. So I feel like it looks really, really nice. I do hope they expand their shade range, just because I just kind of feel like at this point we need a lot more shades. But I do really enjoy this product, and I like the way that it wears. I like that it doesn't, it like kind of glides on, and it doesn't apply patchily, which is nice. And it has good ingredients. It has like vitamin C and all of that in it, so that's really nice. It does feel like skincare, and it kind of just sinks into the skin. And you see how it doesn't give me like a dewy, like a super dewy finish to the face. I feel like this is going to work for so many different types of skin, because I know sometimes they're too dewy or they're too gel based for some skin types. I feel like this is a really nice, natural, beautiful finish, but it gives you a nice glow. I mean, look at that. Health, wealth, just looking bronzed up. Now I do want to go on with a foundation kind of skin tint base on top, so you can see how it wears with products on top of it. So we're going to go with this one today. This one is from CL. This is their tinted serum. It's an SPF of 50. Is it 50? Yeah, it's 50. And I wear the shade 8 medium honey. And I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. Do about 3 drops. And even that I feel like is a little bit much, but that's okay. I like a light base in general. I'm going to take this brush here, get the foundation all up in it. And then I'm just going to apply it all over my face. Base is done. I really like the way that the Pacifica drops layer with other foundations. I've layered them with also other kind of glowy products to see kind of how they mesh, and they mesh well with other glowy products that I have in my collection. I've mixed them with foundation. I've worn them alone. I've mixed these with face cream as well, and I've really enjoyed the way that they wear. This is a nice product, and I feel like the tan is very natural looking, and it isn't giving Oompa Loompa, which, no offense, if you like a real orangey base, I love that for you. It's just not my personal journey. And so I love that this is a nice bronze. Again, I just want more shades in this product. But besides that, I do really enjoy this. Now I want to move on to concealer, and I'm actually going to take a little bit of this Exa Beauty, their color corrector in the shade Peach, and then a little tiny bit of the shade, their orangey shade. What is this one? Deep Peach? Deep Peach. I'm a genius. Just a touch of the Deep Peach as well. Just a little bit. And I'm going to mix them together, and just right here on both my eyes, I just want to place a little bit of it just right here and blend it out. I do have a little bit of darkness peeking through. That's just going to counteract a little bit of that purple that I have peeking through, because I did not sleep well last night. I have not been sleeping well lately. and that just always affects your dark circles. And so I need a little extra help. And then on top of that, I'm going to go on with this Live Tinted Concealer. And this is in the shade 13. Is it 13? Nope, not even close. 16. And I'm going to, I don't want to over apply concealer, but I'm going to put just right here. Then I'm going to let that sit for about a minute, and then I'm going to blend it out, because letting your concealer sit makes the pigmentation a little bit more, a little bit stronger, but also helps it kind of just marinate for a second, and then it just wears a little bit nicer. So we're gonna be back in a minute. It's been a minute, so now I'm gonna blend out my concealer with this brush here. This is the Hourglass concealer brush, and I'm just going to tap it in. We're blended, and now we look awake. Now we're gonna move on to a bronzer real quick. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Westman Atelier. This is their contour stick in the shade Truffle. And I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand, dip in, and then just apply bronzer. I'm not gonna pull anything to the middle. I just wanna kind of bronze up my face and bring a little bit of dimension. And then we're gonna move on to our new blush. Now we're moving on to our new blush, and I'm really excited about this. So this is from the brand Half Magic, and this, I just want to say, the container, I know there's going to be a lot of people that say it feels cheap, and it does kind of feel cheap. It's very plastic, not plasticky, papery feeling, but the reason for that is that this is compostable. Did I say that right? Yeah. You know what I mean, if I didn't. But this is what it looks like. And I got the shade Magic Brownie. And what's cool about this is it is like putty style. And I love that. I don't know if you've ever tried the MAC blushes, the ones that are more putty style. It kind of reminds me of those in this way, in that way. So what I like to do with this, look, you see how my fingers were all in it? Now I can smooth it out. Who doesn't love that? So what I like to do with this is I'm going to do just a swatch in the back of my hand so you can see. Look at that shade. That's me in a blush. In fall? Winter? She's it. But what I like to do with this is I do like to kind of dip in with a brush, and you can use your fingers, you can use kind of whatever you want, but I really like using a brush. So that is not a blush brush. I'm gonna take this brush here and dip in and kind of lightly apply. I like to hold the brush at the back because look at already, cray. I'm gonna put a little bit here. And I like to blend with my finger. And the reason I like to do that is because I don't like to put it on directly onto my face with my fingers. I find that then, and that is just for me, I can get just a touch of patchiness if I do it like that. Whereas if I blend it out with my fingertips, I kind of have more success with it. And I really like this blush. I just love the flush that gives, and I really enjoy this formula. It wears all day on me. It's very comfortable to wear. Again, I just prefer to blend it with my fingers but not apply it directly to my skin with my fingers, because I find it's like that with all cream products. I find that I don't love the initial application with my fingers with anything, to be honest, and I like to go on with a brush. You can even, if you want, use a sponge. I prefer a brush and then to blend it out with my fingers. I just find that is kind of the winning formula for me. But I know that there are people that just like to apply stuff like that with their fingers right away. If I do blend it out with a brush, I prefer to blend it out with something like this that's a little bit more on the fluffy side as opposed to something that is like this. I like this for placing it, or something like this for placing it, because it isn't super big and I have a small face, so it doesn't kind of spread too much, if that makes sense. And I just place it, then I can blend it out with my finger, and I just really like the way that it wears. For eyes, we have a new eyeshadow palette. This is also from Pacifica, I hope you can see, and this is their Animal Magic, I believe it's Animal Magic or Animal Kingdom eyeshadow. let me see. The packaging is right here. The Animal Magic. I kept the packaging because I like to know the exact names with the color, because sometimes when you just have to read the names off the back of a palette, which you can on this one, it has like names and stuff. I always read the wrong direction, I swear. So this is the palette. I want to make sure that this is getting in frame. I hope you can see that. And oh, look how messy it is at the bottom because I've been trying it out. So this is the palette. It is very colorful. I was very excited to see this because I just love to have palettes with a lot of colors. And not just boring palettes, because I do love a boring palette, but sometimes it's fun to have a new one. I don't want to do anything too neutral. I want to do a color on my bottom lash line. And I'm thinking a green because it has such beautiful greens. I hope you can see. So either a green or kind of this more purpley section. Can I direct myself? It's what I'm thinking. I really liked those shades when I was trying them out, and so I'm kind of thinking that. First, what we're actually going to do is I'm going to put down this bronzer that we used. I'm just going to take my finger and place it down because I like to have the same kind of base as the bronzer that I used. When I do colorful eye looks, I just feel like that's the way to go. I'm also going to take a touch of this and just put it on my lower lash line. I don't want to get too crazy, but I do like it as a base. And since we're going to be doing a kind of colorful bottom lash look, I like it to settle down before I go on with more color on top of it, or color on top of it. So we're going to just do that and then just kind of pull it out like this. With this eyeshadow, I do like to set it with a powder before I go on with it, especially if I have a cream underneath. So I'm going to set it with, it's fluffed everywhere. I'm going to just set it with the Collet powder, and I'm going to just very lightly set my lid just so that we don't have any skipping, because I have found that when I haven't done that, I do get a little bit of skipping, but that's kind of just with anything when you have a creamy base underneath, that you can get some skipping unless you kind of set it with powder. Now what I want to do is I want to go on with this shade here, this kind of more beigey neutral tone. I'm not good at describing colors. And then also this brown tone here, this matte brown tone, before we go on with more colorful shades. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dip into that more beigey shade, and I'm just going to kind of place it right here. That is the shade Bunny. I just placed this shade here down. Now I'm going to go on with this brown shade. I'm going to just tap in, so right here, and I'm just going to kind of place it here. And I'm not going to go too high up. I just want to kind of place it in this inner corner, or outer corner, I should say. And then just kind of pull it kind of up a little bit. I don't want it to drag my eye down. So I'm just going to tap that in. So with this palette, I don't find that there's a ton of like fluff or fallout or anything like that. But there is some, which is good because then you get some pigmentation and you don't have to work as much for the pigment. But just be warned that you do get just a touch, but I don't feel like I have to tap off the brush too much. So we're just going to kind of do the same thing on this side and kind of flick up, if that makes sense. So I don't want it to, you know, drag my eye down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade here, the shade Bear. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to dip in, take a little bit. I'm not going to overdo it. And I'm just going to kind of place it by my lash line and then kind of blend it out a little bit, but not too aggressively. I just want a little bit of depth on the lash line towards kind of here out, if that makes sense. I feel like you can kind of see the shape that I'm going for. Now I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush and I'm just going to go around the edges and just make sure everything kind of blends seamlessly. I think we're going to go with a purple shade, so I'm going to kind of show you what my plan is. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this. I'm also gonna go with this shade here, mix them together and place them kind of on my lid, which trust the process, because when you do eyeshadow, it always looks insane until you put mascara on. So I dipped into both of those. I'm actually going to mix them on the back of my hand together. And then we're just gonna kind of very lightly tap on the lid. I just want a little bit of purple on the lid without it being super, super purple, which is why I'm mixing the two together. That gives such a nice like mauve-y tone. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna dip into those two same shades, and I'm gonna pull them on my lower lash line, not all the way front, kind of a little bit more than, let's call it 3/4 of the way. And then we're gonna flick up like that. Now I think I'm gonna go on with these two shades and kind of create a little bit of a cranberry-y, purpley under eye. So I'm actually gonna take just like a small little brush and dip in to first the one that isn't marbled, the shade Coyote. Dip into the eyeshadow, and then I'm gonna spray my brush. It's always best to spray your brush with glitter or shimmery eyeshadows, because I feel like sometimes it can get away from you real quick. And we're just gonna kind of focus the darker that shade, just kind of on the outer edge, and then pull up like that, if you can see. Now I'm dipping into the shade Tiger, and I'm going to do the same thing, dip in and spray. I'm using the RMS Beauty setting spray, and we're going to tap it on and then pull it up. Now I'm thinking I'm going to dip into this shade right here, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of my lid, because I do want to have a little bit of shimmer on my lid as well as on my lower lash line. So we're just going to place it right in the middle, not too much. I don't want it to be too shiny, but I do want just a touch of something. Now what I want to do is I want to dip in to this shade right here, Panther. It's very dark, so we're not going to go too crazy. But I'm going to take that same brush I used and dip in very lightly, because you don't want it to get away from you. And kind of focus on the outer edge and just kind of place that like that, if that makes sense. And it creates a little bit more of a purpley tone without it being too intense. All right, now what I want to do is I want to dip into this shade here, this kind of darker purple tone, and I want to place it kind of on my lash line. And so I'm just going to dip into the brush. This is just a slanted brush, and we're just going to make sure I don't have too much product on the brush. Just going to place it by my lash line, if you can see, and that is a nice shade to add some depth to the lash line, and a nice purpley shade. Now what I want to do is I want to dip into this shade here, and I just want to pull it on my inner corner a little bit. I'm just going to take my pinky and do that. I'm just going to place it right here. It's brightening, but it's not too bright, and I feel like that'll be nice for this look. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this powder here, and I'm just going to set my T-zone and under eyes. Also, don't do what I did. Well, I mean, you can, but I usually do my base makeup before I do my eye makeup. However, that is always very risky. So if I were you, I would do my eye first and then do my base makeup, because you can get fallout. I don't get a lot of fallout from this palette, so I felt secure doing it, but just to be sure, maybe don't do what I did, because I'm crazy. For mascara, we're gonna go on with setting spray. This is the RMS Beauty setting spray. Gonna let that dry for a second, then we're gonna move on to our new lip products. Setting spray is dry. Now we're going to curl our lashes. Do you see what curling your lashes just does for the makeup look itself? I do have a little bit of a lash situation happening right here. I accidentally like thought I had a fluff on my eye, and I went like this to pick it, like take it off, and like 3 eyelashes came out. So we have a little bit of sparseness in our lashes, but that's okay. I'm gonna go on with the Westman Atelier mascara. This is their I Want You mascara. I love this. And I'm going to, I really need to wash my hair. Oh my God, I'm looking a mess. And I'm just going to do 2 coats of mascara on the top and 1 on the bottom. Mascara's on, and it just completely completes the look. Without it, at first you're like, okay, this was a mistake. Now I'm feeling secure and happy with the choices I made for my eye look. Anyways, now we're moving on to new lip products. And first we're gonna line our lips with this from RMS Beauty. This is their, I need to sharpen this, lip liner in the shade Cognac. And we're just gonna do on the outer edge. Lip liner's on, and we're looking a little crazy. So let's get the lip color on, and we have a new one. So this one is from RMS, and this is their kind of serum-y lipstick, and I was really excited to get my hands on this. I got the shade Naomi, something with an N. Naomi, crushed it. And this is really interesting because it twists up. So you just kind of do that, and it twists up the product. And this shade is really pretty. Look how pretty that is. I feel like this might be a little too much purpley redness on me, but that's all right. And we're just going to apply, it has a really nice, look how pretty that shade is. Sweetie, she's so cute. I mean, it's so stunning. It's so stunning. And I actually was going to put this on top. Amicole actually sent me this. This is a new shade of their lip oil in the shade Romance, I believe. And I really like the shade, but I feel like this is like the, I don't want to mess with this. So I'll try this on in a different video, but I'll do a little swatch for you because like, look how pretty this is. Look. It's a little bit more on the red kind of bright side, and I feel like if I put more brightness here, we're gonna look insane. But yeah, that is it for this video. That is it for this full face of new makeup. I would love to know your thoughts down below. What do you think of this lip color? This is everything, and I've been having it in my bag, and it's like the perfect lip stain color. And it looks a little bit, I'm looking in the monitor, it's looking a little bit less neutral in the monitor than it is in person. It looks more neutral in person, but I really like this look. This lip shade, like this serum-y lipstick is very hydrating, very comfortable to wear, but it's not too shiny, which is what I really like about it. And it feels really light on the lips. Huge fan. I would love to know, what do you think? Have you checked out this eyeshadow palette? I would love to know your thoughts down below if you have used it or tried it out. What do you think? What do you think of the color story? Are you a fan of it? I have really been liking using this for the past couple weeks. It's been really, really fun to test out and, I don't know, get some color back, because I feel like a lot of the palettes coming out, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are more neutral, which is great, but it's fun to see a more colorful palette for when you want to do more colorful looks. And not saying this is the most colorful look, because I know that you can go way more crazy than this. We'll definitely have to do like a blue and then a green makeup look with this palette, because the electric blue is so stunning. I am such a big fan of this makeup. Have you tried, oh geez, have you tried the these glow drops or bronzy glow drops? Let me know what you think of them compared to other things. I actually really enjoy this, and I feel like this is a nice drugstore option to be able to get something like this. And I believe Pacifica is available at Target, if I am correct, and I do believe they're also available at Ulta. Anyways, I'm a really big fan of the makeup look. What do you think of the cheek? Leave comments down below, because I love to hear from you guys. And I know how someone's gonna say, because I already got a couple comments, you want the Naked Sundays, specifically the blush, but also the new tinted sunscreen review. That's coming. I just want to make sure I've like fully wrapped up my thoughts about them, and I do have some thoughts. that I feel like I want to make sure I'm 100% sure of before I share them. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.